Good morning, this is Jim, and this is Slop in the Shop for this week, my video blog. And I always tell people, pull up an easy chair and have a drink. I've got some coffee this morning. So, grab your drink. If it's early in the morning, have some coffee. If it's during the day, get you a glass of something cold to drink, your choice. Find you a chair, turn on your computer, your television, or if you just sit like I do sometimes in your easy chair with your tablet in your hand watching these videos. Sit back and enjoy a Slop in the Shop. As I will tell you as many times as I do these videos, Slop in the Shop is like a video blog. It's a lot of different things that I do, and it's small projects that I'm working on during a week, and sometimes I get 2 or 3 of them in and these make several different slops actually. So with that being said, I want you to sit back and enjoy us taking this pig bucket out and feeding these little piggies. I'll be back here at the end and tell you bye. Have a great day. Folks, I'm putting some stuff up this morning. Have to get a little step stool to step up and on my step stools here today. Basically, I want to store something, and I need to store it. I need to be able to put it up here. This is where I keep a lot of my oil cups that I store, that I make ahead. I bought up some paint cups a while back and made them. You may have seen this in a Slop. This is a prep cup, bigger version of it. And so I'm kind of trying to rearrange here because I've got a bunch of, lack of a better word, cups to put up here. Got all these bottles that I made up here recently that my buddy Tom gave me. It's in another Slop, so I'm putting them up just to get them up and till I find them a home. Usually what happens is with these oil bottles are gifts. Usually either somebody emails me and asks for one, or I mail it to a fellow YouTuber. There's so many different ways to make these oil cups, it ain't funny. Mine, I right now have 3 versions to show you while I've got this clip running. And I'm going to tell you, well, there's actually 4, so I'm going to get them down. This is a children's paint cup. You've seen a good many of these made in my videos. This is kind of probably my favorite oil cups because they have a lid that pops off just like this, and you can clean them out. And you know, you've seen these and you've seen the construction of them. I keep a pretty good selection. I don't charge for these. This is like channel swag. So I may see a contributor and ask him that I'll send him some cards. And usually if I send guys channel stickers, they usually get an oil cup to go with it. This is a supplement bottle that Tom at Hilltop Machine gave me. He said I could have some fun with. He was picking on me. But it's basically a large bottle of some sort that I machine a top and glue everything. I like using these for bench bottles actually. I'm not going to bake no more of these. These are proof of concept. I'll probably give this one away. This is just a standard food can like you see in most people's homes. And I machine me a top and put the pipe in it so that it be spill proof. And I mainly show these for people so they can see how these things are made. Maybe they can make their own. I do give them away though. This last one was sort of a joke. I had to have a colonoscopy test, and they give me a prep combination. This is actually right here is about 16 ounce. So I made an oil container out of it, and it hasn't found a home yet neither. I mean, I've got so many of my own, I don't need it. And I'm really not making these for myself because obviously I've got plenty of them. So these are all usually gifts. So usually, you know, I kind of divide it up. So we had to put them up, so we was making some the other day, so that's kind of what we're doing there. So, on to something else today. Okay, we got a couple of signs we picked up today in Hobby Lobby. This is going on the door. Top secret research facility. Another old guy's. And I finally found some oil some children's paint cups. Now these are interesting cups. I've never seen any made like this. They've actually got a slot here for the brush to be wiped on. So they was on sale for something like, I bought, how many of them there was? Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 12 of them for $5. Obviously, I'm going to finish him out. I've got another bottle run by Home Depot, Harbor Freight today, and got some cut-off wheels and some buff wheels. So we're good to go on all of that. Let me give myself about 10 seconds. There are just sometimes things happen to you as a YouTube creator. Sometimes they're positive and sometimes they're negative. And I'm going to include this in one of my Slop in the Shops. Sometimes most of the people who watch YouTube look at things that's in the comments, and sometimes you get some really positive and some really negative comments. I mean, you always got trolls. You always got people who don't particularly like a certain thing, have their opinions. Sometimes it can kind of get disheartening if you really let it. But then there's a moment that comes along in your YouTube career occasionally that just reaffirms why we do YouTube. I had one of these this week. I received a letter from Dave Jacobs, one of my viewers and subscribers. And he wrote this really nice letter. I'm not going to read his whole letter. I'm going to read the first paragraph of his letter because this doesn't have any what I call personal information about himself in it. So that way, Dave, I hope you don't mind me sharing this. Out of respect to you, I'm not going to read about your career or your personal life or where you know, things like that. I'm just going to read the top paragraph. And it basically starts out, and if you see me looking at it, I'm reading this. It says, "Hi, Jim. I recently began watching your videos more regularly, and I'm in the process of going backwards to see your previous productions. The more that I watch, the more that I enjoy them. I've taken your advice to heart and had my wife to join in on the fun, as you say. She enjoys seeing your work and what's going on in your life. We take your advice, pull up our virtual chair, watch on our television in the evenings while we're winding down. I wrote to you a few weeks ago and asked for some stickers. Thank you for very much. I will proudly display them on my toolbox and cabinet where I do most of my home repairs. I've enclosed some stamps with my letter to show my thanks and help defray some of your postal expenses of sending stickers to your YouTube fans." Now, I am going to read another comment past this personal thing here, and I'm going to kind of edit a little bit for not telling personal information. After watching Mr. Pete, Tom, and yourself and others in the YouTube community, I have been addicted to an interest in metalworking. I have purchased a small lathe and is presently looking for an affordable mill to develop this skill as I enjoy retirement. He also subscribes and watches my buddy Tom at the Hilltop, and he's corresponded to Tom. The reason why I can't quite read that is because, again, it's telling personal information about Dave and my friend Tom, which I don't want to do. So the other nice part of the comment is, thank you again for all the hours you put into your productions. My wife and I look forward to more, especially your Slop in the Shop. Dave, I appreciate it. And hopefully by the time this video comes out, you will get a package with a couple of oil containers that we make here in the shop out of. One of them is one of the children's paint cups, and the other one is one of the ones that's made out of some sort of a bottle. In fact, the bottle you get will be one of the bottles that Tom gave me recently when we was up at Michael Hale's. He saved some supplement bottles for me to make these small Mitch bottles out of. So, you know, that's just, again, one of the things that we do. I want to put this in my slop, and it's not that I want to be bragging. I just want to say how much I appreciate Dave Jacobs for his kind words and making me understand why I do YouTube. And that's the truth. This is why I do YouTube. It's not about having subscribers or being a full-time YouTuber or making an income off of YouTube. YouTube for me is sharing. And I have met a lot of great folks off because of this hobby within a hobby. And I want to just share that with my viewers. So with all that being said, thank you for the real kind letter, Dave. I did edit your personal information out as I read it. Hope you don't mind me sharing my delight in not just the stamps. The stamps was something that I appreciate but wasn't necessary. The kind words meant more to me than $1 million. And that's what's so important. So with all that being said, thank you so much, Dave. Thank you to any of my viewers that want to contact me, and I appreciate every one of you, even the ones who want to pull out a negative comment now and then. So let's get on to something else we're doing and quit being so sappy. I have a little project I'm starting on today. It's a little something I just want to do. It's sort of a decorative thing. It's been on my to-do list, and it's a little simple job. I can't finish it today because I ain't got the last piece of it. But basically what I'm going to do today is make 4 thumb screws. And what I'm going to do when I get done, you'll see this. This will be like a tag. Be like a tag mount bracket. Let me get looking, see what I know. Okay, yeah, I know what I need. This has got to be 570,000. So right now we're at about 730. So I got to get her down. Now, hold on. All right, I just centered it. I'm gonna drill it fairly deep. This is a number 7 drill, by the way, off the chart. I like wall charts. I got a wall chart, and I'm going to tell you, drilling the tappet is so much easier to use wall chart because of it's right there at you, especially on standard. If I was a big shop and done metric, I'd have me a big metric one too, by the way, because to me that's the only way to fly. One thing about drilling aluminum you have to be careful is it does gall. And I am going to drill the depth of the drill because we're all going to tap these. We'll probably have to tap them multiple times to get what we want. I'll bring you back later. Sorry. So what we do, and you've seen me do this. We just put it in the corner of the drill, rock it like that, pop the burr off, and you've got them chamfered, and you don't have to try to twist them in your hand. It's a real handy little trick. You've seen me do this before. Those will have to set up a few minutes, and I may just come back to them a couple days later actually and face them because I'm not needing them right now. because I got a plan for these and have to wait for some other supplies anyway. But, you know, like I say, because these are going to actually be put on the back of the car. So that's why they're what I'm doing with them. So here's my point. This is, and you can use red. I've got green, and you know, keep a good bit. And I'll kind of advise you, my honest opinion, my humble opinion, and you know, the old saying, in my humble opinion, I prefer this bearing mount for jobs like this because it's more of a permanent bond. And that way you have a good permanent bond. And there's your nice simple thumb screw. You know, you don't matter the screw sizes, and I'm making this for a specific reason. But my saw, bandsaw, a lot of my tools around here, or anytime I need a thumb screw, I just, you know, I keep threaded rod, or you can use a little bit of, you can use a set screw. I've done that too. You know, I've got, especially on my 1032s, I just take a 1032 screw and put in it usually. Well, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this with the slop. Here we go. We're going to face this up, y'all, if I quit. And that's all there is to it once you lock them up. This one actually, did the screw come loose? No, it didn't. It just, and see, when you're doing these, they'll sort of self-tighten, so you don't really have to tighten them up. It's going to startle me a second, but there it is. And it's just faced right off there. So that's all we did. And you see what I'm doing. I've just got a piece of paper here, and this is 5-minute epoxy, all this is. Stir a little bit of it up. I'm just going to mount it right here on the end of this screw. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to reach in here. We're going to take this little jewel off. Loose, there. And then we're just going to take the whole assembly, and then we're just going to slide it, center it up on there just like that. We'll let that epoxy do its thing, set up. Okay, right there is the finished product. It's kind of hard for, I'm holding the camera and I might shake it, but it's kind of hard to see them, but you can see them there. Kind of covered the tag up this time. I hope you enjoyed Slop in the Shop. This is a copyrighted production of James Dedman, Sawlogs Plastic Hubs, for your enjoyment here on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed me feeding the pig this week, and if you did, please leave a comment. Comments are always welcome. You know, sometimes I'll learn something even from the people who are trying to troll, but hey, it's part of YouTube. I'm not into YouTube to get wealthy, and I dang sure ain't into YouTube for personal recognition, because I've got small channels, so this don't go nowhere. But that's life. If you subscribe, you help it grow, and that's all that's important, as long as we're growing and not standing still. So with that all being said, I appreciate all of you just taking the time to pull your chair up, sit back, and enjoy me and playing around in my shop this week's slop. So with no further ado, we will see you in the next video. Have a great day.